my kings and queens, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm gonna give a little bit of me in this video. I'm doing 20 facts about me, and it's just random facts. I haven't pre-answered them or anything like that, so I'm just reading them and just answering them, and you know, hopefully this will give you guys a better understanding of who I am. So the first one said to describe 3 legitimate fears you have and explain why they became your fears. So number 1 is I have a daughter and she's the love of my life. She's my everything, and I have severe parental anxiety with her. Like, I don't know if it's a first-time parent kind of thing or whatever the case is, but whenever she's not with me, I have anxiety. So with that being said, one of my fears is for her to grow up and to say that she has childhood trauma. Like, that has been a big thing in the Black community, and I don't want that to pass on to her. So her dad and I are very understanding. We're both on the same page of how we want to raise her and how, you know, we want her to feel loved and to understand that she can come to us about any and everything. So yeah, that's my biggest fear, to be honest with you. And then my second fear is lizards. I don't like lizards. I don't like frogs. I don't like snakes. None of that. None of that. And ironically, when I was younger and I grew up in Jamaica, I used to see lizards and catch them. I used to catch little tadpoles. You know, I used to throw, God forgive me, I used to throw salt on frogs and, you know, watch them sizzle. I know it's horrible. It's horrible. It's just, I was a very curious child, and, you know, now I come to America and just everything is just, it's just sad, and I don't like it. Everything about them just creepy, and how I've seen a frog spit for the first time in America. That was disgusting. So nope. So I can't think of a third fear right now, but we'll go back to that if I remember. I can't think of one right now. There's a lot of things that I don't like, but as far as a fear, not sure. The Lord. I fear the Lord. There you go. 3. So the next question is list 10 things you would tell your 16-year-old self. I'm not gonna do that. So, but one thing I would say to my 16-year, what was I doing at 16? One thing I would tell my 16-year-old self is take care of your hair. Take care of your hair, girl, because I naturally have long, thick hair. I was born with a head full of hair, but when I started wearing clip-ins in high school, I treated the clip-ins the way I should have treated my natural hair. So I started taking care of the clip-ins real good while my natural hair was suffering. I was perming it, dyeing it, everything, like on a probably every 2 weeks, every 3. I was killing my hair. I was doing all of that because I wanted it to match the texture of the clip-ins instead of buying a clip-in that matched the texture of my natural hair. So with all of that, I ended up damaging my hair, breaking it off. My hair was like right here. It wouldn't even touch my shoulders. And then the ends was very thin, very brittle, and that's when I started wearing wigs, which helped me grow my hair back. So my 16-year-old self, take care of your hair. What is something that makes you happy right now? My daughter. I just love her. She's awesome. She's perfect. She's perfect. Everything about that little girl is perfect. When I was pregnant, it was perfect. When I gave birth, it was perfect. She slept through the night and everything was perfect. And now she is 1.5, and she's going through this talking stage where she says no, and she tells you shh. So I'm learning to adjust, but that's what makes me happy. My baby girl. What is the hardest thing you've ever had to experience? I should have probably thought about these questions before I recorded this video, but you know what? I like to just act on the spot, so we just gonna rock with it. But I can't think of anything right now. But okay, so one of the hardest things I ever had to experience was leaving Jamaica. It was, you know, you leave your home for opportunities, for educational purposes, for family, whatever the case is, for multiple different reasons. But I really love Jamaica. I intend on, both my hubby and I, because he's Jamaican as well, we intend on going back home once we are at the retirement stage. So, you know, just leaving my island, you know, just miss home. That's it. So the next question is, what is your dream job and why? So right now I work in a corporate job and I love it. I really, really love it. But ultimately, I would love to own my own business. I want to own my own boutique because I'm a fashionista. I love fashion and I want to have a children's boutique. So that is my dream job, to own my own boutique. And why? Because I want to. Because it's my dream and I definitely want to leave something for my daughter. So what are 5 things that you're passionate about? So I'm passionate about my daughter. I am passionate about my family. I am passionate about my friends that became family. I'm passionate about my happiness, the happiness of, you know, those dear to me, because ultimately my goal is to be successful in different areas, but the main success that I'm looking for is to be happy. And I'm also passionate about becoming a better person. We've been through a lot. Not we, but like we, nation, Black people, women, everybody, men, just we've been through a lot, right? You may think you gone through some things until you start talking to somebody else and you're like, damn. So we all been through some things, and mental health is something that is serious, and I cherish my mental stability. So if your energy is causing a disruption to my equilibrium, you got to go. So those are the things that I'm passionate about. So the next question is, someone who has influenced you and describe how. So I have a few, but the main person that has influenced me is my mother. So she has influenced me because she's the strongest person I have ever met, that I know. And regardless of where she is or how she is at the moment or whatever she's going through, you know that she's there for you 100%. She will give her last for you, for her children. So I aspire to be a piece of what she is, and she just motivates me. She pushes me without even knowing it. And whenever I'm like going through something or I'm down or whatever the case is, I just think about, you know, things that we've been through as kids, how we got through certain situations, and just her determination and her ambition just drives me. So yeah, my mommy. So describe an embarrassing moment. So, okay. I was out with a friend for my birthday, and I live in Florida. So we were by the beach, you know, just hanging out in one of the downtown skirts and stuff. And we were hanging out, we went to dinner, we were drinking, and we were walking back to the car. So there's the road, and then there's an intersection right here, but the intersection is very small. The main road's right here. So I'm walking and I end up falling flat. Is that flat? No. I end up falling down on my hands and knees, like a tabletop, hands and knees. And the car light was, obviously it was nighttime, the car light was on and it was beaming like right here, and the person was beeping for me to get up because apparently the light turned green. So my friend's like, get your ass up. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. You ever been in the position where you try to close your eyes and just imagine that you're not there when you know that that's not gonna work? But that's technically what I did. So I was just there like trying to like poof myself out of the situation. And then she was like, you gotta get up, you gotta get up. So I don't know how long it took me. It felt like forever, but I'm sure it was like 15 seconds. That's a long 15 seconds to be in the middle of the street, fall on your ass in front of a car when the light's green. So, and again, his lights were on me, so whoever was around can see it, and it was very embarrassing for me. But you know, they don't know me. Describe 3 pet peeves. So, pet peeve number 1, stink breath. Not even stink, because depending on who you are and depending the level of stank that it is, I can tolerate it. Like if you're my friend or something and we just went out to eat and you just had some onions, I'd be like, oh, okay, I can still talk to you. You know, I don't like bad breath. And I don't like dirty teeth. I don't like dirty teeth. I don't like anything dirty. I don't like dirty teeth. I don't like dirty feet. I don't like dirty fingernails, especially if you're a guy. Girls usually do clean their hands. I don't like dirty shoes. If it's white, clean it or don't wear it, you know. Yeah, does that make me vain? I just think that you need to, once you step out, if you're inside your house, then that's fine. But if you're going to step out in public, you need to represent exactly who you are. You don't know who you're going to come across. And especially if I'm dating you or something like that, like my hubby, we on the same page. He understands, like, you represent me, I represent you. If I go out, eat, regardless of if I'm going out with you or not, I'm going to make sure I look decent. Okay? And I hope that you make sure you look decent too, because you are a representation of me. We cannot be, So a weakness that I have, pistachios. So I'm supposed to be juicing, and when you juice, depending on what kind of juicing you're doing, you're not supposed to eat solids, periods. But I always find myself in the bag of pistachios. Describe a strength that you have. A strength that I have. I am very independent, and I let it be known. Which, you know, it's okay to relax and let people do their duties and let people play their roles and everything. And I'm learning that, you know, I'm a work in progress. We all are. If you're not a work in progress, you must think that you're perfect, and sweetheart, that's a problem. But I'm trying. I'm very independent, and I, you know, don't worry. I got this. But if you want to, you can. But I got this. Don't think that you need to, because I got this. But it's all right if you want to. You can. People may think that part that I let it be known may think that I come off as a bit abrasive or I come off as a bit conceited, but I'm very confident in who I am. I'm very confident in what I can provide in a relationship. So yeah, that's my strength. I know exactly who I am. I'm an independent person and I can get it done. If you were an animal, what would you be and why? My spirit animal is an elephant. We'll talk about another time because I can give you a whole thesis paper on why I love elephants. What are your greatest accomplishments? Well, it says 5, but we're just going to shorten this. What is your greatest accomplishment? So my greatest accomplishments is the birth of my daughter. She is the best thing that has ever happened to me besides the birth of me. Thank you, mommy. But the birth of my daughter is my biggest accomplishment. My pregnancy journey, like I mentioned earlier, my delivery, everything was just perfect. I feel like God knew what I needed at that moment without me even knowing it, and says, you know, here you go. You're welcome. And thank you, God. Thank you. Because she's just perfect. She's my favorite blessing. Who taught you how to drive? I actually went to a driving school. But then I also, during the summer, I attended driver's ed at my high school, which was the worst thing ever. Like, they traumatized me. The videos they were making us watch about people crashing on the highway, and there was a motorcycle where the first wheel was over here, the person's head was, it was so traumatic. And honestly, if I didn't want to get my driver's license so I can be more free, I would have said forget this. But after I got my license, I ran over a curb 3 times, and I hit someone's car twice.
Oh my God!
But the person's car that I hit was my boyfriend at the time's friend, and then his auntie. So, you know. What was your favorite subject in school? So, I've always been this geek when it comes to math, and I've always loved math. The highest math I took in college was calculus, and that was when I was a pre-med student. And I dabbled into science because, again, I was pre-med, and I went all the way up to organic chemistry. I love trigonometry, and for science, I love biodiversity. So trig and biodiversity, my favorite subjects. So science and math, I'm your girl. All right, so what was your first job? My first job was a cashier at Winn-Dixie. My best friend at the time had a job interview at Winn-Dixie, and she didn't want to do it anymore. She ended up telling me the person who she was supposed to go in and do the interview with. So when I just popped up, you know, I applied first, but I just kind of popped up the same time that she was supposed to do her interview. I asked for the same person. I told them, hey, I'm here, and I got my interview. I got the job, and that was that. I loved Winn-Dixie. It was really, really good. It was good pay. You got paid every Tuesday, and it was good. It was good. I have visited, most fascinating, I would have to say Mexico, because I've never been to a place and did so much excursions. Well, I did after I visited Mexico, but Mexico is the first place we visited, and I did all those things, and it was scary. I'll tell you that much, because they take you in the jungle. So it was really fun. That was also my favorite trip, because that was a trip that I got proposed to on. So it was a really, really good trip. Name something off your bucket list. So I have quite a few things on there, but I do want to go skydiving. I'm just terrified. So, you know, when probably like 20-30 years, I'll do it. But they have indoor skydiving, so I'm gonna try that next, and then I'll decide if I still want to skydive. The best part of my 20s was having my daughter. That was so memorable. That's the best thing ever. So that's probably gonna be my answer for everything. My favorite celebrities: J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Rhapsody, and Corday, who was known as YB and Corday, but now he's Corday. So, and they're all rappers, but you know what? I don't go Google Gaga over no one. So intellectually, I am very stimulated by these lyrics from these artists, and I just really, really love them. So a goal that I want to take over to 2021 is to read more novels. So I used to love reading novels. I kind of slowed down after I started my master's program, because all they did was make you read, and write millions of pages. But now that I'm done, I just want to get back into the groove of enjoying things that I love, and, you know, just enjoying my hobbies. And I do love to read. I love to read mystery novels. My favorite author is James Patterson and Carla Cassidy. So I definitely want to get back into reading. Well, there you have it, all the questions for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on getting to know me a little bit more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to reach down in the description box below. There'll be some links to my previous videos so you guys can check that out. And I will see you in another video.